Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to NY Yankee Mania. It's a pregame, but with a very special guest star that's going to be coming on in a few moments. Andy MOTA, who is a special agent for different MLB players, and he'll be joining us in a few minutes. So I wanted to first come on. And just go and just do a couple of things right off the bat. I'd like to give you guys the Yankee lineup before we start. Trent Grissom's going to be in center field. He's going to lead off. Ben Rice is going to bat second, and he's going to play first base. Aaron Judge is going to be the DH tonight. Also, Cody Bellinger will be in right field. Chaz Chisholm Jr. will be at second base. Jason Dominguez will be in left field. Anthony Volpe will be at shortstop. Ryan McMahon will be at third base. And Austin Wells will be the catcher. And Max Fried, of course, will be the pitcher. Now, that game will be heard and seen on play-by-play with Ken, the Ugly Truth, at 7 p.m. on, of course, the Ugly Truth channel. So definitely like and subscribe to Ken, who does a great job with the play-by-play. As far as NY Yankee Mania is concerned, tonight at 10:10, we are going to be broadcasting live the Mariners and the Athletics game, which is very important to Yankee fans and Yankees and Yankee fans. So Evan and I will be doing the play-by-play. We will be on at 10:10, and we will go live with it. So please, any Mariner fan any A's fans by all means, come on up, ask questions. We'll answer questions as the game goes on, as the breaks go, and all of that. So we're looking forward to giving you the play-by-play with that tonight. As far as the streams go, as you know, of course, today we're doing the live stream with Andy MOTA today, and then we're gonna do the play-by-play tomorrow morning. Of course, it's bagels and coffee and everything you can think of, and Yankee talk in the morning. At the end of the stream tonight, if it's not like 3:00 in the morning, we will do a little post game. So hang in there, everyone, with that also. So there's a possibility that it all depends on the time and everything that for the post game show, everyone. So hang in there. I am getting notification that Andy MOTA will be on in about 20 minutes. He's a little delayed. He's got a few things going on, but he will be joining us within the next, hopefully, about 15 to 20 minutes. So we can talk a little bit about the game. So first of all, I'm really, really a little bit down on the lineup. Let's go over this again. So you got Grissom, Rice, and Judge. You got Bellinger, Chaz Chisholm, and Dominguez. Anthony Volpe, McMahon, and Wells. So you have like almost two automatic outs back to back again, and you don't know what you're going to get out of Austin Wells. And here we go again. Bryce, how you doing? Nitin, how are you? Jake, how you doing? Just to name a few people that are on here. Dennis, how are you? Just Mix, how are you? In the chat, we have the usual Bob Rizzo, the John Ferrazzo of the world. How you doing? Jeff, how's it going? Anna, how are you? Teresa, how you doing? Let's see. D-Train, how are you? Bryce, how's it going with you? Hopefully everybody's doing well. We've got the gang here, and we are going to interview Andy MOTA in just a little bit. Cruise Control, how you doing? There's no Rosario. Ben Rice is at first base, by the way. He will be playing first base. So it's Grissom, Your first three is Grissom, Rice, Judge, then Bellinger, Chisholm, and Dominguez, and then Volpe, McMahon, and Wells. That bottom of the lineup is not exactly it's crazy. Hey Joe, I'm gonna let you know when I can come on the stream, but what is this lineup instead of 3K machines? Volpe, Jazz, McMahon yesterday. Now you add Wells. That's 4 strikeout machines. Yeah, Celia, you're 100% right. But thank you for letting me know that eventually you are going to come on the stream. So that's good. We're really looking forward to it, Celia. You bring a big you know your Yankees, you know your stuff, and we really would love for you to come on when you can, and we appreciate it. Let's see. Nitin said he's just finished his call. Okay, so he should be coming on real soon. That's good. Thank you, Nitin. Yankee manager said about Jazz last night, we like the matchup. Who are we? But who are we? Okay. Understand. No Rosario, no Carabello. McMahon and Volpe shouldn't be in there today at all, according to Bryce. Well, listen, I guess they know more than we do. All we can do is talk about it later and see how everything goes. Who are we? I mean, we could say all we want, but they're the experts, so they know. Joe, you see, Volpe is 7 for his last 54. That's crazy. I agree with you, and it's time to sit. But again, we can only suggest. But you can only take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. And that's exactly what's happening with the Yankees. You can suggest, suggest, but you can't bring them to make the lineup that we actually want. So we got to live with this, and hopefully, we do something good tonight. Bryce says, I can't wait to hear inside the mind of an agent. You're right, Bryce. It's exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. Jake, it almost seems like an automatic loss tonight, Joe. He made the lineup worse. I don't even know what to say. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, the Red Sox called up young prospect, and he is playing. Of course. Only the Yankees wait. They gotta check 9 boxes before they bring anybody up. We all know that. Boone only likes to pitch hit for Dominguez. You're right. You're absolutely right. I want to give a shout out to Charles. I hope if your sister had the operation, I really hope that everything is working out fine. Our prayers are with her. Prayers are with you and the family. We're hoping everything's okay. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. Please, everybody in the chat, have Charles in your thoughts, because his sister is battling a pretty major operation today. So let's give kudos to Charles and his family. So good luck there, Charles' sister. We're rooting for you. Okay, let's see here. How about this? Boone uses a yeah. I don't know. It's so unbelievable. I mean, you'd think they would learn from some mistakes here and there. It just doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I don't think I ever will. I just won't. Just refuse. Hey, Jose, how you doing? Hello, Joe and Mania Chat. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Remember, everyone, don't forget we're going to do the play-by-play tonight of the A's and the Mariners. Big game for our Yankee fan content, especially if we win. Well, even if we lose, we need the Mariners to go down. So we'll be calling that game. Evan will be calling it. Remember, everyone, if you have questions for Evan or myself, we will get to it, but not just during the play-by-play. Once the inning's over, a change in pitching, be more than happy. So please don't think that we're dissing you or anything like that. We are not. It's just that a play-by-play is what it is. It's the play-by-play. So I would appreciate everybody having a little patience. And tonight I will get to each and every one of you. Boone only likes to, I had that up already. SGA, how you doing? How's it going? Hope all is well with you. Hey, Joan, welcome back. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see what Bryce says. How is analytics being used right now when Calabro is batting that high against him and he's not in the lineup? Are they picking and choosing when to use analytics? Jake, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. All I know is they're heavily into analytics, and to me, it's not getting them anywhere. I'm sorry. Yeah, it may get them to the playoffs here and there, but do you see it? Do you see them finishing in the finish line? I don't think so. Well, we haven't seen it yet. Bronx Bomber, I'm at a point where I know that they're not winning under Boone. If not for you guys, I would probably stop watching. Thanks, guys. Hey, Bronx. Yeah, thank you. You got to have faith. You got to have heart. You got to have hope. Always look at that. The FHH. You got to have faith, heart, and hope. You just go with the flow and you hope one day that they will wake up and decide, you know what, this isn't the best lineup for us. We got to put out the lineup that makes sense. And right now, some of these guys don't make sense. Volpe, what does he have? 7 hits in his last 50 at-bats? McMahon is striking out at a crazy pace. So that doesn't make too much sense. So, again, we got to let it play out. And also, apart from that, no matter what the lineup is, Max Fried has got to pitch like Max Fried. Because if he's going to give up 5, 6, 7, 8 runs, does it even matter who's in the lineup at this point? FHH. That's a great slogan, Joe. Time for a merch. Yeah, I yeah, really. No, but I'm listen. Again, I just hope that Max Fried, that's the number one thing we got to worry about. Not even the lineup right now. Is Max Fried going to be Max Fried, or is he going to be pitching the way he's done in the last 6 games? Why is Blake and company having Deval throw so many sliders when his cutter is about 100 miles an hour? I think their pitch selection with him and Fried needs to change. Yep. Guys, who do you like calling the game better? Austin Wells or Ben Rice? Or J.C. Escara, for that matter? We will see. Listen, it's hit or miss with this, so we just have to bear with it, and hopefully that Fried becomes Max Fried again, and we move on forward with that. But everyone, our special guest, I believe, is down below and ready to go. And we're going to bring up Mr. Andy MOTA. And everyone, let's have a really good chat with Andy. He's nice enough to join us. Hey, sir, how are you?
Doing good. Get some work in. Enjoying the last 6 weeks of baseball here. Looking forward to the postseason, the funnest time in baseball.
Well, the first thing I want to first of all, thank you for joining us on your busy schedule. We really appreciate it here in NY Yankee Mania. That's number one. Number two, how are you doing? How's your family? And what have you been doing for fun, at least for the summertime?
Well, I always get to travel because of my job, so that's fun. And I took the family to Rome, Italy
Oh,
for the first time. We got to know Rome for a few days, so that was fun. That was the highlight of our summer. And
Oh,
it's
how
back to work here,
beautiful!
back to baseball.
Or did you go to the Troutman? Where did you go? Did you go see where the Pope is? Did you go to Troutman Ferry? What'd you do?
Yeah, we toured around, saw the Colosseum, the Vatican, all of the landmarks. It's amazing. Great history in that city. Amazing city.
Every time we go, I've been to Italy. My a lot of family members live in Sicily, and I also have a family in Milan. And but always on the way back, we always stop in Rome. And you know, I absolutely Rome is the closest thing. You know, I guess I think you know I live in New York City. I live in Staten Island, New York. So to
Okay.
me, Rome is like the closest thing to New York City. So it's pretty cool. And a small note in the restaurants, if you like custard, they have the greatest custard you've ever tasted in your life. I don't know if you tried it, but I'm telling you, I go there just for the custard. I love the custard there. I'll take anybody's dish, but I can
Didn't
guarantee you, if you ever go there again, go for the custard.
I did not try, but we had some great tiramisu,
Tiramisu, sure.
and we stuck to gelato.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
They're
I'm glad that you
amazing.
had a great time. And you know, when you go again, get the custard.
Absolutely, we'll do that.
So I wanted to just ask you a couple of things. Is it okay if you take a couple of questions from the chat because
Whatever you
they
need,
already
let's go.
okay, cool. All right. Well, first of all, I want to ask you, what is the difference? First of all, I mean, I guess you've been doing this for a while. Obviously, what is the difference in being an agent now as opposed to like 10 or 15 years ago? And if you haven't been involved, what have you heard?
Yeah, I've been doing this for over 30 years now, so I've gone through these generations of agenting, and it's quite different. There's some, the first responsibility of an agent will never change, and that is to represent a client in a contract negotiation. That's number one,
Mm-hmm.
and to offer support and to literally represent the player in any other area that's necessary. So that includes promotions, sponsorships, marketing, and that sort of stuff. What we have now that we did not have before is the added element of social media and additional exponentially increasing exposure, risk because of it. So that's something that has to be managed now that we did not have to have our fingers on before because it didn't exist. But it has become a big element of sports, period.
Excellent. No, wait, of course. But there's got to be there's now here's a question goes right into one question that I wanted to give you, but I want to give the shout out to one of our listeners, and he goes by the name of Just Mince, and he's been with the program a while. He says, "Hello, Mr. Mota, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming on the show. I understand while Kyle Tucker is playing with a hairline fracture. Is it for an agent point of view? Do you think that that's a smart idea when it's the basically the last year of his contract and he's going to be a free agent? And why do you think management just lets him play through that?
Well, I'm not going to criticize any other agent's work because I'm not directly involved with the situation, so I can't judge it. The player knows his body,
Right.
he knows his pain threshold, he has his own values for being a competitor, for wanting to win, um, and the team is going to take into consideration what the player is saying because the player knows his body. There's medical staff involved, so these are not decisions that are taken lightly or made lightly. So if that's the decision that's been made, I'm sure they have all of the information, and that's what they all decided to do. Player, agent, team. Uh, Like I said, I can't judge or criticize. I'm not directly involved with the situation, but
Right.
they have determined that he can move forward and play. And I'm sure he's going to play as long as he can stand the pain if there is pain. So that's ultimately his decision.
Okay. You have there's a question here from Dennis. Mr. Moda, thanks again for coming. The question is, if a player like, for example, Juan Soto is going for the biggest money, but staying with the Yankees was the better choice for his career, would you be able to recommend that to him? And does that hold any water at all, or ultimately it's going to be one so or anybody to tell you I want the most money, or how do you play that?
I repeat what I said. The player ultimately has and makes the final decision. We as agents provide all of the information. And yes, we are held in a special place. We have proximity to the player, we have communication with the player, and we have influence, quote unquote, with our opinions and our suggestions as agents. But ultimately, we as agents know that we work for the player, and every player has different set of values, how they value family, how they value money, how they value a stadium, how they value a city they want to play in, how they value school districts that they want to be at. All of those components are parts of these decisions. It's not just money and years like some people may think. So the player takes all of his relevant components into his decision and makes the decision. So it's not always the money. I mean, I think Soto's case that you mentioned, in his case, he came out saying that he had more money offered from another club. So, that gives you some food for thought there.
Yeah, but some of the chat says, what the truth and what we do know and don't know is that the team gave a suite, gave an airplane, gave this, gave that, and is that whatever. If an owner wants you, he's going to get you. There's no question about it, unless he really doesn't want to go to that team. So the perception here is that the Yankees should have gotten him, but they didn't try hard enough. And
I
from
don't
what
I
you
don't know
know,
about that, man. They offered
I
mid
know you got to laugh a little bit.
they offered mid 700, million, mid 750, 7, what do they offer?
About
760,
745, 760, yeah,
and maybe one less year, right?
right.
Than the Mets.
Well,
I mean, I mean, like I said, the player takes into consideration everything that's valuable to him. And like you mentioned, suite and airplane and things like that, um, all of those elements are negotiable and negotiated into deals. And the player has to decide what is important to him. Just like what school, he's not married, but where do I want, is there a nice suburb for me to live in? Is there a nice school district? What's the commute to the ballpark? They sound like minor things, but these are human beings. They want to be comfortable. They want to play, especially if he's going to be in a place for a lot of years. He wants to be as comfortable as possible, and he, the player makes his decision based on what's important to him and what his values are.
Teresa, here also in our email, I ask you first of all, you must have you. It sounds like you have an incredibly wonderful job. It must be fun to negotiate all contracts and all. But she wants to know, like in other words, how did you decide? Like, hey, I'm going to be a player agent, and what's the clarification of becoming an agent?
Well, I am from a big baseball family. My father is Manny Mota. He's a Dodgers legend. He played
Yep.
in the major leagues for over 20 years. So I had baseball in my blood. I played baseball in high school, college. I got drafted and played minor league baseball, professional baseball for 8 seasons. I got a I got to taste the major leagues for a little bit with the Houston Astros. And the way that I ended up doing this was because my agent that represented me as a player um, actually liked and saw qualities in me that he thought I could be good at this, that I could do this and help the company. And that's how I ended up doing this. When I decided not to play anymore, they basically asked me to come and join them and help them grow their Latino practice. Uh, and that's how I ended up doing this. So
Did you get to see your dad play in any part? Were you little? Were you born? Were you you know how did you you know you're growing up? You're saying, "Wow, my dad plays for the Dodgers." How do you grow up? You know, how do you feel like that? It must be some feeling.
yeah, times were different, but yes, I saw most of my father's career. I'm one of eight brothers and sisters, so my mom
Oh,
tagged along with eight of us back and forth between the
God
Dominican
bless.
Republic and where my dad played, which was Pittsburgh at the beginning of his career,
Right.
and then LA. So we went back and forth between our home country and LA, but we saw a lot of my dad's career, a lot of games. Spent we always went to the stadium every day of the summer. We went to the stadium early with my dad in LA. And actually we took over Dodger Stadium early before anybody got there and played and hit BP out there on the grass before the players showed up. So we had a wonderful experience growing up in the Dodger family and with my dad on the Dodger team. And baseball, it has always been part of our lives. So we're fortunate, grateful, privileged to have a childhood inside a clubhouse and out on the field within a baseball team.
And Teresa also asked if you don't mind if it's not too much trouble for you to tell us. Can you name some of your clients, or you're not allowed to say it?
Yes, we are one of the bigger agencies in baseball, and we have very, very prominent players. We represent people like Giancarlo Stanton.
Wow.
We actually, you're a Yankee fan, right?
Yeah, you see that? I gotta wear this, otherwise I get beat up on the show.
We even represent your manager, Aaron
Aaron
Boone.
Boone.
Yeah,
Well,
but
boy. Oh, they're gonna have now.
we've
You just
actually
go.
had we've actually had a big, very big presence on the Yankees the last few years because we've had DJ LeMahieu there, Nestor Cortez, Giancarlo. Um, uh, we've had several Yankees through. We have Aaron, of course. We had Clay Holmes, who's now a
Oh,
Met. Um, our oldest Chapman, former Yankee, is a client of ours, and
awesome.
he just got a save against your team yesterday,
Yeah, I
last
know.
night.
You have to remind me. You have to remind me.
Yeah, so it's we are one of the bigger agencies. We have close to or about 100 players on my on major league rosters. So we have very, very big names out there. We have Nolan Arenado, we have Yamamoto on the Dodgers, Roki Sasaki, the Japanese pitcher on the Dodgers. We
Now
have
you negotiate yourself, or is it your team?
no, we have a group of agents. I'm one of several agents in this agency, and we each have our group of players that we represent under the same umbrella. So that's how it works. But we work well coordinated in unison, and we just try to do a good job for our guys.
That you know, it must be such an enjoyable job, really. I mean, yeah, I mean, comes the end of the baseball season, you must be ready to go with everything. That now you opened up a can of worms here with Aaron Boone, so I'm only going to pick the best questions. Yeah, because I'm not going to tell you what they're saying.
I don't
But
handle Aaron directly, but I'll do the best I can.
okay. So now let's say for argument, okay, so this is coming from Kevin. Kevin is asking, with so much hoopla about Aaron Boone and analytics and all of that, if Aaron Boone were to get fired and he still has 2 years or 1 year on the contract, how does that work? Does he get to go to? Can he go to another team, but the Yankees are still reliable for that money, or once he signs with another club, the Yankees wash their hands? This
For
is just an
any
example.
for any type of guaranteed contract, whether staff member, a coach, a manager, or a player, if they are let go, the releasing team is responsible for the remainder of the contract. But if they tag on and sign a contract with another club, you're not allowed to. You get the team with the obligation gets a deduction for whatever amount of money you are making on your new contract.
Okay.
So it's not wiped away if you get a new job, but the releasing team, the team that holds the responsibility, uh, is responsible for the balance if it's short of what they owe you. That's how it works.
Okay.
Same thing with the players. That's why you see players that get released their old money, and you read on the press release that the new team is only responsible for the prorated amount of the minimum salary, for example. So they'll sign him for the minimum, and the team that owes the money will pay everything but the minimum to that player.
So in other words, so we're hearing this right now. So you said that you represent DJ LeMayu, correct?
Our firm, yes, we
Yep.
represent DJ.
So now, so he was released, but the Yankees are on the cuff until that contract is completely done. If he signs, let's say, with the Boston Red Sox, they only have to pay the prorated rate of him being on the team. Is that what? That is the real call of this, right?
Yeah, they would only have to pay the minimum, the prorated minimum. Why
Right.
would they pay him more if he's already getting paid by another club?
Yeah. Yeah. So having now, if you have, and we won't name names, but if you have a controversial player, is that tough for you, yourself, or your firm to get him to how do you manage to tell a ball club, well, you know what, this happened, it's done, he's moving on, let's move forward. How hard is that for you to negotiate a deal like that with a player that comes, let's say, with some baggage?
The players are human beings. Every situation has its own circumstances that are looked at by both sides. Every side that has an interest in the situation looks and decides based on the circumstances. So there's no general answer to that. There's no some cases are tougher than others.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some teams don't like certain to touch players with certain issues. Other teams don't care as much. Um, and the personal relationship or professional relationship that you have with the front office of a team is influential, carries some weight in these decisions and these negotiations. So if a team feels that you are telling them the truth and that you're going to help and manage X issue, if there's a good relationship of trust there, it's usually workable. It helps. So there's no general black or white answer to that. Every situation is different.
Okay. SGA Sports Talk in the West Coast asks, what's your biggest challenge with an athlete that you more than likely have to overcome as an agent when you take on a client?
Um, Not when you take them on, but through their career, the toughest time to handle are the times where the decline starts, the ability fades, the interest from other clubs is not the same as when you were at your highest. So that's a um, psychological management thing that you have to handle with the player. sometimes it's hard for players to accept that nobody has interest, or that very little teams have, they might think that 10 teams are going to call and only two teams call. So, and they can understand why. Um, because every team makes their own assessment and decides who they want. Um, in certain cases, relationships with front offices help, but a team generally has done their homework before they come to talk to you about a player. They've done all their homework and they decide if they want him or not. That's how it works out. It's tough to tell guys sometimes it's not X, it's Y, and it has to be managed.
Okay. Now, Bob Rizzo asks, in your opinion, your best relationships. This one's a cutie though. In your relationships, how are the Yankees towards you?
We as a company have a very good relationship with the Yankees because of our history of representing so many members of their roster. So we have a really, really good relationship with the Yankees
Oh, that
throughout the years.
well, that's definitely good to know. The Now Chapman, the years that he spent with the Yankees, of course, were a little bit strenuous. He didn't fare that well. A lot of some of the time in the playoffs, he gave up, of course, the big hit and everything. He becomes a free agent, like he gave up a, let's say, a big hit, but becomes a free agent. What is your challenge now to send him to another team, or listen to the Yankees again to say, well, you know what, that was just a one-time deal? Or what's the challenge if he loses or a player loses a big game, but now they become a free agent? How do you overcome that? What goes through your mind, and how you produce to another team? Well, this guy is going to be great for your team, and and they're going to ask you, why should I signed this guy?
Yeah, you got to vouch for your guy. You're going to have support from stats. You're going to have the personal relationship to vouch for him. In the case of Chapman, we did not represent him during his Yankee years. Um, I tend to disagree with you that the years that I think he was a star with the Yankees for like an all star like five
Oh no,
times.
I'm not saying he was bad. I'm just saying mixing. He was when he was leaving. Unfortunately, he had a couple of bad outings and whatever, and the fans were like going nuts. Like, why is this guy? About this guy. So no, I'm not saying he was bad. I thought he was great. I mean, that when we threw the ball 103 miles an hour, that was awesome in my
Yeah,
book.
the ending with the Yankees was not pretty. Yep, absolutely. You're right. The public perception was not favorable to him. Um, Knowing what I know, that wasn't fair. But I'm happy for Aroldis. He's proven that he had a lot left in the tank, and
Yep,
he still has a lot left in the tank.
he sure does.
He overcame that. He proved himself to people and to teammates. He went and won another championship with the Rangers. He has been extremely consistent. Whereas probably New York Yankee fans thought he was done after the Yankees, he has shown that he was not done. Um, so credit to him because he's a hard worker and he's performing on the field. That's where it counts, and not on the papers. So
The So you have a question here from Kevin. Kevin asks, Mr. Moto, why is it the free agent period? Some of these players, they start out like early November, but they don't sign till after spring training. Do you believe that there should be a time limit for the players so they can properly get assembled with their new club or their current club, or do you think that that's fine? What are your feelings on that?
no, it's fine. Baseball's always had it open ended, with no deadlines. Uh, the players are represented by a very strong union. They have good leadership. They've had good negotiations with MLB, good and collect for CBAs, and I'm fine with the system the way it is. People get frustrated because sometimes the pace of the signings is very slow. Um, But like I said, every situation is peculiar. In every market, you're gonna have guys that sign early and guys that sign late. Uh, that involves statistical analysis. That involves pricing from the player side. It could be a number of things to affect that a player stays in the market for a while. Um, so when you see a player that's in the market in spring training, that doesn't mean that that player had no offers all winter.
Right.
That likely means that he had offers that were not to his liking. Um, so that's basically what happens. Um, it's not because teams decide, oh no, we're not gonna offer this guy anything. Every team has its own list of targets that they want. They don't necessarily coincide with what the public wants their team to do.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I
So
mean, well,
that's where
first of all,
the public disappointment comes because teams have very thorough, effective analytical machines and analytical departments. You know,
yeah,
sabermetrics are a
that's
big
opening up a
part of
bigger can
baseball.
of worms if we talk about analytics. So, but
Yeah, they have
the
they
one
teams
thing I wanted
spend a
to,
lot of money in their analytics department, a lot of money. And the Yankees are one of the biggest spenders, if not the biggest spender in that department. They have
yeah, we know that.
all kinds of analysis. So those decisions are not emotional at all. They're all they all come from analysis and taking everything into account, and they're
How?
definitely not impulsive.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Bryce here, who's a very big contributor to the show, goes when you do you go to the winter meetings? And do you have you signed a lot of players during the winter meetings?
Yes, the winter meetings are like the biggest conference for baseball. All the teams are present, their staffs are there, the whole front office, some scouts. It's like the biggest gathering, and it's a great way to connect directly with people that you usually only text or email with, or you might have a phone call with. So that's why things happen quickly at the winter meetings. Yes, it's a great place for agents to be because all the teams are there. You hold a lot of meetings with teams, and that's why you see a lot of action coming out of the winter meetings. It's definitely a must-be place for agents. Absolutely.
And I guess that's for the trade deadline too, right? Because this one was kind of crazy. You
It
know,
wa- it was crazy. I think we as an agency had upwards of 15 guys moved between major leaguers and minor leaguers in this trade deadline. It was active for sure.
now when they make a trade in the trade deadline or anything, do you the agents have to be aware first, or the play? How does that work? Do you end up calling them? Do the general managers call them? How does that go? Like let's say you're representing me and I get traded. Do you know right away, or how does that go?
Um, it depends how quickly it happens, and it depends of what your communication with the team is. In some instances, we as agents will know that the team is shopping you, so we would expect something to happen. So if you've had ongoing dialogue with a front office member about your player possibly moving, then it's likely that you're going to find out uh, right after the player. Sometimes teams let us know, hey, just give you a heads up that we traded him, or we're almost finishing a trade, or we're gonna put him on waivers. Just give you a heads up. Sometimes uh, we get a heads up, but in those trades like that, it happens quickly, and the first responsibility for teams is to notify the actual player.
Right. Okay.
Depending, like I said, on their relationship with the agent, then we are looped in either earlier or later.
Yeah. Awesome. No, I mean, because the fact you have to be put in the loop of where they're going and what's going on. But What is the hardest? Now, this is a question from Adam. Adam asks, "What is your hardest job for being an agent? What do you like? Say, oh my God, I got to go through this now." Is there any part of your job that you love, and is there any part of the job that's harder than others?
In my personal case, I love that I still get to be around the guys. I still get to go to games. I still go eat a hot dog and have a beer. Um, that's fun. I get to travel. Um, so those are perks, so to speak, of the job. The hardest thing is managing personalities within unpleasant times. So um, some guys maybe are not happy with the way they're being used or how often they're being used. They want more playing time. That creates some uncomfortable situations because we as agents don't handle on field stuff. We try to stay away from any on field decisions. And sometimes the player is like, hey, call them. I want to know what's going on. So those are not so pleasant situations. Um, it's also, when guys get traded, displaced, demoted, you got to kind of manage your way through that and try to keep their spirits up, because a lot of talented guys go to the wayside because they can't handle the psychological part of baseball. It's demanding. It can be draining
Yes.
on your psyche, and it's not easy. So you need to be mentally tough, emotionally tough to play baseball. It's a long season. I think it's about 7 months between spring training and the end of the postseason, maybe eight.
Eight, eight,
Yeah,
and
it's
now we
eight
go into
months.
November.
Yeah, and you don't get a break. The good thing about baseball is that if you're an everyday player and you go 0 for 4, you're playing tomorrow. You're not sitting there for 6 days until your next game.
True.
So you
Yes.
can recover quickly. You can keep your mind busy. But then when you go into an 0 for 20, 0 for 22, then it starts eating at you. And it's sometimes it's hard to get out of a slump. And a lot of the times it could be mental, it could be psychological. It's not physical, it's not technical. So that's a big part that can't be measured.
Now, that leads into this question from Bob in the chat. He asks, there's a lot of rumblings that they hear, we're hearing that there may be a work stoppage at the end of next year. How hard, I would imagine that's going to make your job harder because all these players will be calling you and saying, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? How do you handle that? And have you ever been through a strike yourself? And this is what Bob wants is asking you.
Yes, actually, when became an agent, we were in the middle of the 94 strike.
Oh,
When I
okay.
started as an agent, I started right in the middle of the summer of 94, right before the strike, was when I decided to retire and become an agent. And then there's rumblings and media reports and noise about work stoppage before every negotiation. This is not going to be any different this time. Sometimes it's worse than others. Sometimes there's a lot of acrimony. Sometimes the deal gets done without with less difficulty. Um, I think the reason that we're hearing some noise is because, uh, and this is not new. There's always noise about the owner side wanting to implement a salary cap in baseball. But baseball players are very well represented. The union is very strong, has been
Mm.
strong, always been strong. Membership stays together, and they're eventually always able to get a deal, even if there's a lockout or a strike or whatever happens. Ultimately, the two sides come to the table and get a deal done. But they have to take their positions. They have to do their posturing and use their leverage to get everything that they can get. That applies to both sides.
Now you've been in there since 1994, so you have seen a lot of changes. Okay, so you saw the American League and National League bring up together now the DH. Now you've seen the pitch clock. Now you've seen the relievers. They have to pitch, a full in. The three batters. Which one, in your opinion, now? Which one do you prefer? Would you or the phantom runner in the 10th inning? Do you prefer all of this, or do you like the old-fashioned way?
I am mostly old fashioned in my baseball approach because I grew up watching my dad play in the 70s
Right.
and the 80s and all of that. So I'm at heart I'm an old fashioned baseball guy, but I personally uh, like the pitch clock and the speeding of the game. I do. I don't miss pitchers that took 38 seconds between pitches. Um, so
There were a lot of them. Remember
yeah,
Traxel? Remember
yeah.
Steve
I
Traxel?
don't miss 4 hour 9 inning games. That was tedious. It was boring. So I like the pitch clock. I personally don't like the what they call the ghost runner. He's not a ghost because he's there.
I
So I don't know where
know.
the term ghost
I
came
like
from.
that.
But it was like he's a ghost and he appeared at second base. Is that what they call it, a ghost?
I don't
Um,
believe it's fair to the relief pitcher. I'm sorry. I
I
mean,
don't either. I don't
it's
like it. Even if it's an unearned run, it just creates pressure for a pitcher coming in that he didn't contribute to. He didn't contribute to a guy being on second base, and now he has to change his approach to pitching and all that stuff. It's just I don't like the ghost runner, but I
no.
do like everything that has to do with the games being shortened by 25, 30 minutes. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, but do you really think it's being shortened? Because these Yankee games, I mean, they start at 7:10. How many times we go to 10:30, 20 to 11 at night Eastern time?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It happens all the time. I
I
just
don't
don't
know.
see that a lot of these games are getting shorter. I think they're getting longer.
Well, do you miss all these pitching changes without any kind of limitations? I mean, guys
I
used
miss the strategy.
managers used to bring a pitcher to pitch to one guy and then bring another one and then bring another one.
Yeah, no, that I don't
And
miss.
yeah, that
But
was
but Andy, what I do miss is the strategy of the game. The strategy's not there for some reason. I don't know why.
I
What
vouch
has
for that. There's
changed?
no more. I mean, now there's a DH in the National League, so there's no more. Basically, pinch hitting has disappeared. And I grew up with a pinch hitting father. My father was like one of the best pinch hitters in baseball.
Oh, I know that.
And that was an important part of the game. It was getting somebody from your bench to come and hit for the pitcher and get you a single or get you to move a runner. And that's like non existent. Another part of the game that I miss is that we no longer have any of these uh, players that made a living bunting the ball, hitting the ball on the ground and running. You hardly ever see any guys bunting anymore.
Exactly.
It's all about crushing the ball now and slugging percentage and OPS. Um, I'm an average home run RBI guy. To me, that's meaningful. In today's baseball, it's like, oh, batting average doesn't matter. Wins don't matter. Well, to me, wins matter. That means if you got to win as a pitcher, as a starting pitcher, that means you went five, at least five for your team. You put them in a position to win. It's meaningful. What do you
Well,
mean wins don't matter? Um, and batting average, how could the your frequency of getting hits not being meaningful? Like, why is batting average not meaningful?
right.
A walk, your
Oh, we kind of lost him. Okay, we'll hopefully get him back. It's on that end. My end is good, so let's see. Looks like we're getting him back. This might be the Phantom Runner talking to us. All right. We'll just wait for him to come back. It looks like he is. Let's see. He's trying. Okay. I want to say everybody hello in the chat. Katie, how you doing? Jose, how's it going? Richard, how are you? I hope you're enjoying our interview with Andy MOTA. We just unfortunately lost him. It must have had to be okay. I think we're getting him back.
About the
Let's try.
my phone rang and just cut me off.
Oh, okay. I'm afraid it was me. I was going to say, oh, great. I'm off to a
No.
great start with him.
I couldn't
Okay.
figure out how to get back, but so here I am.
Yeah.
And I forgot what we were talking. Oh, we're talking about me being an old fashioned thinker. Yeah,
Correct.
so I like batting average. To me, the frequency at which you hit the ball where nobody's standing means something. What do you mean batting average doesn't matter? Um, OPS, yes, okay, it's great to get a walk, but I'd rather get a hit.
So if I come to you, let's say, so my batting average is 220. I have 32 home runs, 85 RBIs, and an OPS maybe 330. And somebody else comes, let's say whoever, let's say you. Now you come in and you bat 319, 15 home runs, 65 RBIs, 30 stolen bases. Which one, in your opinion, goes better in today's game than yesterday's game? Which one is, in your eyes, an easier sell to that ball club?
Well, what I think won't matter, the need of the ball club and what they're looking for is what matters.
Right.
So what I think personally will not matter. I have to sell my player to the team's need. And unfortunately, like we've been discussing, it's a different world with statistics now and analytics, and some things are valued highly, and at times sometimes it makes no sense. There are some signings that happen in
Nope. I guess he's getting calls.
I-
Okay. We're
I'm the
back.
there are some signings that happen in free agency that you scratch your head, but it's because the team has analytical uh, reports that make it a good bet for them to do it.
Now, do you think there's still room with this analytics and stuff for the scouts to have more jobs or have jobs, or do you think that little by little that's going to be obsolete? Because to be honest with you, I'd rather have a scout give me. If I was a manager of the team, I would trust the scout more than I would trust the computer. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel.
Yeah, every front office has its own values, and they value scouts differently. Some teams really, really rely on scouts, and others not so much. There are a lot of front offices that are filled now with young guys that are from Ivy League schools that are very good on the computer that have probably never scouted a player
In their
with the
life.
with the eye test. So like I said, I'm old fashioned. I like passing the eye test. I like scouts feeling, getting a vibe for a player's desire and heart and hustle, and that you can only do in person. A stat sheet is not going to show you that. A stat sheet is not going to show you if a pitcher gets scared when he's 2-0, or if he's ready to battle when he's 2-0, or if a hitter's scared to hit an 0-2. You have to
Correct.
see that. You have to see who's a battler, who's willing to go to just to take it one battle at a time and succeed. So I think scouting is very, very valuable. Now every front office values it differently.
Oh yeah, no question about that. And
Right.
now that your again your opinion. We're not talking about you being an agent now. That just you alone. This is coming from. Oh, I'm losing him again. All right. Must be the phone again. He is a very busy guy. Remember, he's an agent, everyone. This is all live. Let's see. Okay, I'm listening to your person, but okay. All right, Richard. Let's see. Yes, how much the player salaries have affected ticket prices. Okay. Next question, when he comes up, will be from Richard. Ask Andy how much player salaries have affected ticket prices for the average fan. Their salaries are outrageous. All right. All right. While we wait for him, everyone, let's. What we can do is go over the Yankees lineup again, and in case you haven't seen it or heard it, Trent Grissom will lead off. Ben Rice batting second. Aaron Judge batting third. Cody Bellinger is going to be batting fourth. Chaz Chisholm fifth. Jason Dominguez sixth. Anthony Volpe seventh. Ryan McMahon eighth. Austin Wells batting ninth. So that is your lineup for the New York Yankees tonight. I know some people a little bit upset. They would like to see Carabello in there. They like to see Rosario in there. But again, it all depends. It really all depends. Between the analytics, between what Boone thinks, what the coaching staff thinks, and we'll have a good bench again. But guys, we got to go with what they give us. That's the bottom line. There's really not much we can do about the lineup. So we just and again, like I said, it won't matter unless Max Fried he's got to be Max Fried again, guys. If he's not Max Fried, we've got problems. He's got to pitch well. He's got to pitch like Max Fried. Just a minute of break. Hey fans, if you're looking for some great sports gear, why not? You don't have to look any further. Why not go to Alpha Sports at 6202 20th Avenue in Brooklyn for the finest selection of Calvin Klein, Adidas, Puma, and much more. Just ask for Mike and just call 718-232-5813. That's 718-232-5813. Or visit their website at amosport.com, and just tell them that Yankee Mania sent you. So, and also they are the sponsor of tonight's Yankee game. Listen to me. Mariner game tonight that Evan and I will be calling right here, while Ken the Ugly Truth will be calling the Yankee game. So go to Ken the Ugly Truths first, and then from there you come back here and you'll listen to that, because it's a big content for the Yankees, regardless if they win or lose. You need the Mariners to lose, but we're gonna call that game, everyone. So stay tuned for 10-10 tonight. Without any further ado, I'd like to bring up NR Media, Mr. Nitin. And let's see. Can he come up? Nitin, do you hear me? I guess not. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry for the delay, everyone. It's not from our fault. There must be something going on the ends of the phone. Andy MOTA, as you heard him, he said when he gets a telephone call, he gets knocked off of the computer. So we'll wait a little bit. We feel bad that happened. I thought we were having a great interview. And I do have questions to, back it up. But unfortunately, it's not here. So what are you guys thinking while we're waiting? What are you guys thinking about tonight's game? How long do you think Max Fried is going to go? What do you think is the star of the game? Let's talk about it, guys. What is going on tonight? What do you guys think? Joe, let's go Marlins. They're playing the Jays. Yes, 100%, Jose. You're 100% right. Jose says, let's go Max Fried. I want to make this clear. I didn't like the fact that the teams owned the players before free agency, but now it's gotten out of control with the player and the salary, ticket prices, merchandise, and everything. Well, it's true, Richard. A lot of that is true. Joe, you know Carabello's batting over 500 against Bello. I know, Jake. We know that. We all know that. Do the Yankees know that? I have no idea. Why this is happening, I don't know. And no Stanton, I don't understand it, guys. I wish we were flying the wall to find out how they come up with these. But where did they come up with this? I'm sure he will take a player that his job, facts. The money has to come from someplace, even through the advertisement television, but it all comes down to the fans paying for it. Without a doubt. I agree with you 100%. Let's see. All base hits are equal on the sheet of paper, but a game, some base hits are field hits. Some base hits are bloopers, which is hard to hit. Okay. Ken goes, it's finger dancing time. All right, Ken, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it, Ken. Well, you should come on and dance with us. Razzle, welcome back. He had a question for Andy. How do you feel about the analytics utilized today's game? Well, he did mention that, Razzle. He did say that some people, like the Yankees, are very, very, very strong on that. 1,000,000%. No question about it. And some teams are lighter. Some people are stronger. The Yankees put a lot of money, time, and effort. To be honest with you, I'd rather them do their effort with scouts. For God's sakes, a few of us can go out and scout. And we get a better report, and I bet you the Yankees will do better. I mean, that's crazy. I would trust a guy like Ken from The Ugly Truth to go and scout, and I guarantee you he'll do a better job than what these computers will do. I'll do a better job. I don't care what the computer's going to say. You want your brain to keep working. Do you want to get old at 50 years old? That brain has got to keep working. That's what it's all about. It's ridiculous. Jake says, laugh out loud. I'm trying to look at the positive of the lineup. At least Rice is in there. Yeah, Rice is in there. There's no question about it. But again, guys, we have to take with what we're given. At least there's a game. We're going to try. It's good weather. Let's just hope we have something better today, and we play a crisp, solid game. That's the name of the game. Stop with the extra. You can't give the Red Sox extra outs. You just can't do it. If you give them extra outs, they're gonna jump all over you. They're gonna run all over the place. And without further ado, I think we have Andy back. Let's see. Hey, how you doing, big guy?
I'm here. I had to take a call from one of the big guys, so
no problem. Listen. This is live radio. These things happen.
Yep.
I absolutely not. But listen, if you have to go, if you like to come back, you're always welcome here. I don't want to keep bothering you or anything like that. I feel bad that you're put in that position.
I love talking baseball. I'm in my office, and this is what I do. So,
are you in the West Coast?
No, I'm the East Coast. I'm in Florida.
Oh, you're in Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like the Florida weather better than L.A. and New York, or What do you like
Ah,
about Florida?
man, our summers are rough. It's hot. It's humid. It's hard to be outside.
Out there, sure,
Well,
sure.
you get some of that humidity in New York too. I heard it was miserable there a couple of weeks ago.
It was. It was like it felt like 104 altogether, 105.
Wow,
It was
that's
burning hot. Now you don't. You need you need a sweater after 9 o'clock at night. I mean, we've got like Italy weather. This is the way it is in Sicily. It's nice in the afternoon. Then it's very cool at night. In the morning, and then you leave for work. You have a jacket, and then you need air conditioning. So it's crazy weather right now.
yeah. It's I wish that we needed a light jacket in the evenings in Florida, but we don't get that break.
I know it's rough.
Our low
Um,
is 81.
yeah, the low is 81, probably at 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, exactly. And high is 92, 93, but it feels like 103.
Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Do you get to go to Steinbrenner Field at all?
I do. I do because always have because it's been the A ball team for the Yankees
Right.
and obviously spring training there as well. But I have not been to a Tampa Bay home game there yet.
I know they're doing very well attendance wise, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a class act. They hire incredible people. No matter who they put out there, I don't care if they're making $30,000. They know how to draft. They're super organization when it comes to that. They may be limited in finance, but they're definitely not limited in brains. That's for sure. 100%. What an organization! You
Yeah,
know,
traditionally they've had very capable people running that team. Traditionally.
we have a question for you, if you don't mind,
Sure.
Richard. How much the player salaries have affected ticket prices for the average fan? The salaries are outrageous. Now, coming from you, this is going to be an interesting answer.
Well, um, you know, teams don't only make money from the gate and from tickets sold.
Right.
Every team, before they even throw the first pitch, is guaranteed a certain amount of money from TV rights, media rights. They have national TV deals, as you know, with Fox and ESPN. They have regional deals, like, for example, the Yankees is the Yes Network. So teams make a lot of money before even the first pitch is thrown.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some teams have better deals with their cities than others as far as gate and parking and concessions and things like that. Um, but obviously, a team is run like any company. There's how much money comes in, how much money goes out. An ownership group is going to look at shares, and it's usually a group that owns a club, not one person. Um, and they like to keep a certain margin, a certain profit margin. And if it goes down, they're not happy. So they're gonna adjust ticket prices according to what they want to see in their books. That's how I see it. So obviously, payroll for a team affects how much money goes out, and therefore affects what the book looks like to the ownership group. And if they need to take action by raising prices, and that's what they do.
Um, uh,
But it usually doesn't. It's not like, oh, the Mets signed Soto, so they have to raise their ticket prices. It doesn't work that way. It's a whole conglomerate of factors in there.
yeah, I guess yeah, that makes sense. 100%. You're right. But a lot of people right away, oh, you sign a player, boom, automatically it's going to go up, and you shed some light on that, which is awesome. I mean that's a really good way to look at it, and but we do have a little tough question. I don't know how you're gonna. I want to bring it to you because they're asking me. Please, Joe, ask him. So David asked for you. Do you, and now knowing that you've been here since 1994, and I'm a huge Yankee fan, David says, can you tell me, are the Yankees play different now as far as free agency? Are they tight? Do they negotiate in good faith? How do they negotiate? Is there a big difference? Did you ever work with George Steinbrenner as opposed to Hal? This is a tricky question, so I understand if you can't answer it, but I had to ask you because they're killing me over here.
Yeah, our office has always had a very strong relationship with the Yankees. We've always represented uh, important Yankee players. Um, I can understand sometimes out there in the public perception some disappointment because the Yankees were traditionally, when George was alive and in charge and he wanted a player, he would pay whatever. So the Yankees players, fans got spoiled with that, I think,
Mm-hmm.
where that's not a realistic way to run a team. It's
Yeah, no,
when it comes to the accountants counting the money that goes in and goes out, they don't want impulsive decisions. So George wanted to win. He had a tremendous desire to win, and the fans loved that. That if he wanted a guy, he would just outpay anybody. Uh, Now you have Steve Cohen on the other side of New York, basically opening his wallet for whoever he wants as well. Um, so I can never tell you that the Yankees are not a big spender. I would never. I mean, how? I mean, look at the salaries and the players that they have. But when you don't get a World Series ring, fans are always going to want more and more and more and more. But at the end of the day, the Yankees are there in the playoffs every year. They compete every year. It's, I mean, a lot of injuries have to happen. Things have to happen for the Yankees not to be in the hunt in any given season.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had like an 82 and 80 season a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes,
I think Judge was hurt or something like that, right?
yes,
So
yes.
things like that have to happen. But the Yankees are always going to spend money. They're going to be one of the biggest spenders. They have always been. And that's I mean, fans should be happy that their team spends money. Maybe they want him to always be the number one spender, but it doesn't work that way.
Now the Yankees have a lot of quite a few decisions, important decisions. The fans would like to get. Again, it's a crystal ball you need, but I mean they have to worry about Grissom, who's having a really good year. Bellinger's a player option. So that's two players right there. They have two bullpen. Their two main Weaver and Williams are free agents. Um, you know, how do you put that in perspective? Like, oh boy, I'm gonna target the Yankees now because they really need these players. Do what's the perception? Is it like always Yankees, Yankees, Yankees? Or is it spread out because it's the Dodgers, the Mets now, and it's all a perception that the Yankees are going to come to us and we want to sign this player. That's it. How has that changed in your mind?
As an agent,
Yeah.
you're asking me?
Yes.
Well, as an agent, if you represent a player in free agency, you want the teams that traditionally have money and spend money.
Right.
You want them to have a need and a want for your player because that helps your players market. So the Yankees are not shy about pursuing a free agent that they want. They never have been. Now, every team has limits, and if they don't like the price of a certain player, then they'll turn and chase another one.
Right.
But they're always going to try to fill their holes capably. They always do it to have a competitive team on the field. They are a very well run organization. Their results show it. They're always in the hunt. But I understand that some fans want the Yankees to be the biggest spender in baseball because George was. It's just not realistic to see it that way.
How are your dealings with the Dodgers?
I have Dodger blue blood, man.
Right. I I can imagine. Yes. Well,
The
you said
Dodgers are a
Yamamoto.
very well run organization. My father still works with the Dodgers. Uh, he's been with the Dodgers since 1969. And the Dodgers, the results are there. They compete every year. They spend money every year. Um, and as agents, we want that to happen. We want more teams to be like that. The union wants more teams to be like that because it draws up the salaries, drives them up. So, like I said, as players, from the player side, you want the rich teams to want your player and to need your player to drive the market up. Um, some teams don't spend, some teams don't spend much and are still competitive, like you were talking about Tampa, right? Tampa
Mhm.
Bay. And some teams don't spend and are in the gutter every year. So it depends on how they strategize and how capable they're able to handle their resources.
And that again, it's just it's a fascinating job. I mean, um, you might, yeah, I mean, obviously, you must absolutely love what you do, and you seem like the perfect agent because your demeanor is right there. You could see, how you negotiate. You could just see. I could just see how you are, and you must be amazing, and really have great relationships with a lot of these owners and general managers. I could see the warmth is there, and it must be a pleasure. I mean, really, I give you a lot of credit because you really, really seem like you love your job, and you have the best feeling. To me, from what you're saying, I could see that you care about your player, your client, and you understand management. You understand where they're coming from, and you do a great balance. And my God, I give you so much credit. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing that you're doing, and I hope you do it, and I hope you're teaching other people to do what you're doing because I could see you do a wonderful job.
Well, I appreciate the nice words, but I'm part of a very close knit group of agents. Our agency, um, we do good work. We take pride in doing good work and representing our players uh, in a good way, getting results. But yes, as he said it, communication is important within our group. Communication with the clubs and the other side is always important. Relationships. We try to have good relationships, a good vibe, and everything that we do. Be respectful, and we try to handle ourselves with integrity most of all. And at the end of the day, you just want your client to be happy that with the job that you do for them.
Now, when you let's say you sign a player, do you usually go to the signing when they're being introduced to their new club?
Usually, yes, when a player signs a contract as a free agent, there's usually a presser, a press event to announce it.
Right.
Not every time. Um, Now in the modern time, sometimes that's handled by Zoom.
Zoom. I was
Uh,
just going to say right.
yeah, but on the big deals, they're usually a presential event. And yes, of course, it's important to be there for your guy and their families.
Would you have here's another question from Teresa. She said, "Would you like to see a rematch of the Dodgers Yankees again?"
I was dying to see that series last year because I had not seen it since 1981, I think, right?
Right, Fernando,
So
Fernando.
so when I was young, it was Dodgers Yankees in 77, Dodgers Yankees in 78,
Yep,
right?
yep,
And then in 81 they won it with Fernando and Pedro Guerrero,
yep,
and then hadn't happened since. So what was that? 19 plus 4, 33 years
yep.
that we
Yeah,
didn't have that.
you're right.
So I was thrilled, and I'm sure MLB was thrilled.
So in growing up and having Manny Mota as your dad, which was a tremendous player, and I know the respect that he has across baseball. Um, Going to the ballpark, I mean, who did you envy? Who is your idol besides your dad? Of course, got to be better be number one. But who did you like? Well, wow. I mean, obviously you saw some great players.
Yeah, I was there for the Dodgers glory days when teams were more, when the core of teams stayed together for years and years. Like the Dodgers infield was together for I don't know how many years. Remember that? It
Uh,
was Garvey at first,
Davy
Davy Lopes at
Lopes,
second, Bill Russell at short, and Ramsey
Russell,
at third.
the Penguin,
Um, and they were together for like a dozen years. You don't see that anymore.
and
But
the
when I was
catcher.
a kid, Steve Yeager, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But when I was a kid, I one of my guys, Steve Garvey and Davy Lopes were my favorite. Um, on other teams, Jack Clark was a favorite of mine. I liked watching him play, hit home runs. So
So
those are
you.
exciting times. I got to be a bad boy for the Dodgers for many years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was on the field a lot as well. So I got to see, games right then and there, and got to see how the guys went about their business. And Tim Raines and Tony Gwynn and all these guys were amazing.
Did you ever come across somebody like and it was a little bit before our time, but did you ever meet somebody like Mickey Mantle?
No, that was before my time.
Going to an all star, like a old timers game, or did the Dodgers? I don't remember. Did the Dodgers ever do old timers day?
Oh, big time. The
They
Dodgers.
do,
Oh,
right?
yeah. They had, when I was a kid, I remember Koufax and Drysdale and Al Downing and uh, Duke Snyder
Yeah.
and all these guys coming to old timers games. Those, I mean, those are amazing days.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if you go to Brooklyn, New York at all, but they still miss the Dodgers. I mean, they have a lot. They have the Brooklyn Dodger Cafe. They have the Brooklyn Dodger, just suite. They have so many Brooklyn Dodger that they scratch their head why they left.
I've never seen that. I have to go check it out.
Oh yeah, there's the Brooklyn Dodge. There's a great bar restaurant in the Bay Ridge area of Brooklyn, and of course everybody and basically everybody that was a Brooklyn Dodger fan became Met fans.
Huh, interesting. I know the Mets
Oh
have
yeah,
a farm team there in Brooklyn now, the Cyclones.
the Cyclones, right?
Yeah.
One time I went to interview a while ago around the area. They had a reunion of some Brooklyn Dodger players or whatever, and I went and 99% of them, Andy, all said, "Yeah, we're Met fans now." I said, "Well, how come you didn't follow the Dodgers?" Well, because they're in L.A. So why should we? We got to stick with New York. New York is New York, and they should have
Yeah.
stayed here. And it was
Yeah.
crazy, to see about that.
Yeah.
I mean, the legacy is fantastic. I mean, those teams were. You know what I never understood. A guy like Steve Garvey, I think he would have made a great manager.
I don't know why he never went into coaching or
Yeah,
managing.
I
He's like,
I can't
no.
really. I think he would have been. I mean, he's got the demeanor. He's got the. He was such a great player. Oh my God. The
Yeah,
guy,
he was amazing. He was my favorite player. Teammate
right
of my dad's. Yeah, he was.
now, your dad. Aside from was he 100% Dodger? Because I remember I wasn't he with
No, he was
he was
originally signed by the San Francisco Giants,
Giants, right? Okay, I was
and
right.
then he went to the Pittsburgh Pirates for 4, 5, 6 years. And then you might not know this, but the year that there was a draft for the Montreal Expos, my dad was picked in that expansion draft,
Right,
but never got to play for the Expos. He was traded to the Dodgers.
which was probably the best thing that ever happened to him. No question about it.
Yeah, and the rest
What
is
was your
history.
dad's favorite moment?
Oh, I would have to say that it was when he broke the record for the most pinch hits in his career
Inches.
in the career.
He was
And
amazing.
that was
I
back
mean,
in 1979, and I would have to put it up there. I mean, he's won as a player or coach or office, staff member. He's won. Uh, he's been in. I can tell you that he's been in the World Series in '74 with the A's,
right,
77 and '78 against the Yankees.
right.
Uh, 81 Yankees, 88 A's.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then as a staff member, Astros in 17, Red Sox in 18. They won it in the short season in 20, and they won it last year. So he has many rings, World Series rings. But I want to
That's
say that probably his proudest moment was when he broke the record. Because pinch hitting back then was different. It was crucial. It was important.
well.
Um,
I know one thing. If I asked your dad what his proudest moment is, I know what it would be. When you
what's
were
that?
born.
Well, I'm one of eight, so then he had eight proudest moments.
Okay, yeah, then he had eight because he definitely brought up a very very smart young man. So,
Appreciate
but
that.
really, we give you. I love the things that what you portray and what you do, and just helping these players because it's not all about the money. It's about family. It's about life. It's everybody thinks, oh, they're going to go for it's all about the money. It's not about the money. It's all about everything. They have to move. They have to they're the ones that got to bring the kids to school. They got to do all of these things, but people don't understand that. Why didn't
Yeah,
he stay a Yankee? Why didn't he stay a Dodger?
yeah.
There are things that
It's
happen.
not always about the money. But regarding the money, players feel that they go through enough effort and sacrifice through their professional life that when they get to the top of their game, they want to be compensated for their worth. Not only because they want the last dollar, but also because uh, they're part of a membership group in the union. They're part of a special group that gets to play Major League Baseball, and they have to set an example and be uh, and they feel a responsibility to make sure that they're paid what they're worth, so that the ones that come after them can do the same.
I agree. But it listen. There's 700 and what 35 major leaguers and about 5 million other people that have never been in.
Yeah,
So I mean that's what it's all about. If you're lucky enough to be the 700, I don't care if your club loses 100 in a row, you're still a major league player. You're a
yeah.
major league team, and at any given day, baseball is the funniest game. Anything can happen in baseball. Anything.
Anything can happen, man.
And it's
I
and
mean, your Yankees were looking good 6 weeks ago, right? And then the Blue Jays got hot and flipped the
what's
whole
this now?
standing on the division.
Right.
I mean, things
Right.
happen quickly,
Well, the Yankees
quickly
have been
like
hot
that.
and cold. Right.
Yeah,
Yes. The Yankees
yeah.
have been hot and cold for 3 months. This
The
has
Red
been a
Sox were not
crazy year
looking
for
too
the
good. The Red Sox were not looking too good 8 weeks ago, you know?
right.
And they turned
Everything
it
can.
around and they're right there in the wild card. So anything can happen. It's a long season. A lot can happen. Fans can't really take it so personally every single night.
Well, they do. Trust me when I tell you they do. But no, I really, really, really enjoyed this interview. I hope you did. Sorry that we had a few technical, difficulties, but I'm glad you came back, and we would love if you'd love to come back and we can talk about the winter and everything that's going to be happening. we would love to have you back here.
Yeah,
That would
let's talk again when the playoff brackets are decided. We can have another chat. That'll be cool.
Oh, that would be great. We'll, our mutual friend Nitin has been fantastic. Him and his team. I met Nitin about 2 months now, and I feel like I know him all my life. He's been
He's good.
absolutely wonderful. He talks very highly of you. And he would have liked to have been here. I think there's a few things. He's always on the run, that guy, but he does give his best. And we all thank you, all Yankee fans, everybody here on the stream, and promise us that you'll come back. We'd love to have you.
Let's do it right before the playoffs. Let's have another chat and see how we do.
We'll do that. Oh, by the way, I would like for you, if you can. We're doing a special show on our heroes, all the veterans and everything. So if we would love it if you come on and say a couple of words, or if you have a special person in your life or your family that you like us to give kudos to, pray for by any means. We're going to do this November 11th, and
Let's do it.
I would love for you, because you seem like such a genuine, very, very nice person, and we would love for you to come on and say a few words.
Absolutely. Count me in. Let's do it.
If you have anybody, please don't hesitate. Let me know, and we'll get it together. If you have a story, a person, it doesn't matter. Your dad, anybody. If anybody in your family, because this is a day that belongs to them. We actually on staff have two people that have been in the Navy, been in the service, and we have some wonderful people in the chat. The same thing. And I just said, you know what? November 11th is Kudos Day. That is the day we've got to give back and say thank you, so we can watch baseball.
Sounds good to me.
So I'm inviting you to come on and rah all these people, and if you can, or if you have somebody in your family, please let us know.
I'll be honored and happy to participate. Count me in.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Love to your family, your dad. God bless you all, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks
and
for
again,
having me.
If you have anybody, I'm not sure if you have my email or anything, but I guess we'll go through Nitin, and I'd be more than happy. Just let me know, and come on anytime you want.
You got it. Let's do this. I like it. It was a nice chat. Enjoyed it very much.
Thank you. You're the best. Good luck to you, your family. Have a great summer. And I'm going to say, let's go Yankees and Dodgers. How's that?
Let's go. Whatever happens, happens. Let's go.
Thank you. You have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Well, there you have it, folks. We had a really, really nice chat with Andy MOTA. Thank you so much, everyone. Wow. It's almost an hour and a half. Again, thanks for being with us, everyone. We're first of all, go to Ken the Ugly Truth's channel at 7:00 for the Yankee play-by-play. On Ken he will give you a great play-by-play if you've never been there. New people in the stream, thank you for coming on. Please remember to press the like button and also subscribe. I think you're gonna like the play-by-play tonight, guys. Then after that, we'll have a little powwow in the Yankee game. Hopefully, it's a good, happy recap. And I just want to be as happy as we can. Let's rah Evan with the play-by-play. This is going to be like his third or fourth game now, and we're going to do many more, guys. We're going to do a lot more. So there's a lot going on here on Mania. Thank you again. And don't forget, when we get to 500 subs, we will have a three level winning streak. The third prize will get $25. The second prize will get $50. And the first prize, you answer those trivia questions, you will win $100 and you'll get it immediately. So download Venmo or Zelle, especially if you're confident that you're going to get the question right. So you have 3 chances, everyone, but we got to get to 500 subs. We are getting there little by little. Tell your friends, tell your family. They don't have to just like the Yankees. As you know, we have actresses here. We had Caterina Michio here. We have CEOs like MJ Perdone. She was on here. We have former players. We have players. We have everyone. We're going to interview the troops. We're gonna honor the troops on November 11th. If you have a story or a person in your family that you want to dedicate something to, a writing or something, please, by all means, let us know about it. And I'd be more than happy. You can come on the stream, talk about that favorite person in your life, a friend, a family, anything. But join us on the 11th. We'll tell you the time and everything. We're going to dedicate a beautiful show. And you see, everybody that we ask is going to be a member. So the list is endless of who we're going to have the who's who in sports entertainment, because I'm not going to stop until we get everybody to rah-rah our troops, to say thank you, so that we're able to watch the Yankee game. We're able to go to a Broadway play. We're able to go to Rome or to Italy or to France, wherever you want to go. And this is the time to say thank you on November 11th, Veterans Day. So, guys, I can't stress enough, thank you for spending a little time with NY Yankee Mania. Remember, go to Ken the Ugly's Truth and listen to a great Yankee call tonight. They're going to win. Let's rah-rah them regardless of what the lineup looks like. We need Max Fried to pitch like Max Fried. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And we will be back at 10:10 with Evan and myself to do the live broadcast of the A's Mariners game. And that will definitely be something that the Yankee fan needs to listen to. Also, all you Mariner fans, come aboard. A's fans, come aboard. We're going to have a good time. You have your Yankee questions. We will talk about it in between the innings, and we'll do a little something at the end of the game, as long as it's not 3 a.m., because I got to be up for the 8:30 show. So thanks, everyone. I really appreciate it. SGA, I see you got a few more subs. That's great. I hope that we had a hand in that. Now, remember, promote us also as we report, as we treasure and say hello to you guys too. Bill O, thank you. Katie, thank you. Joan, thanks for coming. Ken, the list goes on and on. I can go on and on here. Richard, let's see, who else? David, Jose, how's it going? Celia again. Delia, let's see. Brendan, how you doing, Brendan? Don't forget, everyone, please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you at 10 o'clock, 10:05 for the. You will not miss one pitch of the Mariners-A's game. Let's go, Yankees. Ken call a great game as he always does on The Ugly Truth. Subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nitin, for Andy MOTA. And also, Andy, thank you so much for a great stream that you gave, a great interview, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, everyone, go enjoy your dinner. Let's go, Yankees.